Howdy, friends. Guthrie Trapp here, coming to you from my house in East Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, man, it's been way too long, guys. I know it. It's just been crazy. Life's taken over. I had to get in shape, and I had to go fishing a couple times. And so, man, the weather's been great. I've been trying to take advantage of that here. Still trying to stay on top of it. Everything's good. Doing a nice meeting with John Oates tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're going to run through some songs. I'll be in Aspen with him on the 27th and 29th of December. Going to spend Christmas and New Year's out there. Be a nice little change of scenery. I hope everybody's doing great. And again, sorry for just being out of pocket. You know, this stuff comes in waves, and I'm feeling a wave coming on. I think we're going to be back in the video business here. So, looking forward to catching up with you guys. Thank you so much for all the positivity and the great comments and the support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I feel really good, man. I've started eating differently and kind of starting to take care of myself for a change. And you know what? It feels great all the way around. So I encourage you to, if you're needing to, get some exercise or whatever, man. Trust me, I'm the world's worst, but once I started doing it, man, I started feeling so great. So, man, I'm just so glad that it worked. And I had a little high cholesterol and stuff like that, so I was trying to kind of get that down too, and it just had a good side effect. And so, guys, thank you so much for everything. And I'm gonna play a little bit here. I've been messing with this Dispatch Master, a lot of reverb and delay here, and then I'm gonna get into some cool stuff, do a little video, and then I gotta say, check out the links below, my website, and of course ArtistWorks, which is fantastic. A bunch of you guys have been signing up for ArtistWorks, which is awesome. That's really great, and you can take full advantage of the video exchanges, so we can go back and forth personally, right in here in this room. You'll recognize it if we do that. And if you want to take this stuff to the, I don't like to say to the next level, but if you want to, get more in depth in what I'm doing and how I'm looking at the guitar, which I think I'm finally starting to figure out how to kind of convey some of this stuff that I learned when I was younger that really opened up the fingerboard for me. And so, just, an hour with me on Skype or Zoom, you can record the whole thing. Go to my website to book those private lessons. And you can schedule your own time there on Calendly on my website, GuthrieTrapp.com. Check out Instagram. I got to pump all this stuff, and then I promise I'll get to some cool stuff. But I've been kind of messing around with this pedal and this little melody, and I just want to play a little bit of it here, but it's kind of just a little thing here. Man, I don't know what that was, but there you go, a little a little delay and reverb. I love this little pedal. This is it. It's the Dispatch Master. I'm sure you guys have seen that. It's got delay and reverb. Pretty fun to mess around and do that. I don't you know me, man. I don't use many pedals very often. But those kind of things can be inspiring. No extra charge for mistakes. I hit a couple wrong chords and stuff, but you know, just getting back into it. Hey, so here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit. The mysterious major scale and the triads. And so I'm big on these triads because when I talk about chord shapes, I'm really big on the triads because that's where all the stuff is. You see the big chord, you break it down into these triads, and then you start seeing the chord, the triads, the scale, the arpeggio, the pentatonic. It all just becomes one thing, and you're not really looking at it, you know, separating. It all just becomes part of your vocabulary, and that's part of the beauty of, you know, chopping off these fundamentals and getting to the next step of being able to express ourselves on this instrument. And so with the major scale, here's what I mean by targeting the chord tones. You know, here are 1, 1, 5, 3, or 1, 3, 5. Those are our major chord tones, major chord tones. G major, those are our chord tones. Any triad all the way up the neck is going to have a 1, 3, 5 in it. There's my 3, there's my 1, there's my 5. There's my 5, there's my 3, there's my 1. There's my 1, there's my 5, there's my 3. In any major triad, anywhere up the neck on any set of strings, that's the rule. 1, 3, 5 is your major triad. Okay, so what happens now is if I play this triad, G, and there's my 1. If I use the major scale and I start on, I'm going to use this G bass note to pedal so you can hear it. You wouldn't do it like this, but I'm going to do it for this example. So if I play this, okay, that A is a note of the major scale, G major scale. Right, it's in there. But if I just hang on that, if I started the 3, it doesn't resolve, but this does. Sorry. That's 3, 2, 1. That's a resolve. That 3 is a resolve. But the A is just a melody note to get to it. So if I do this, okay, that's not a resolve because, but that D is. So if I go, the E isn't, but the D is. So if I go here, I'm getting to the chord tone, to the target note. So if I'm going B, my 3. So here's a great exercise. Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba, because that's the next chord tone. The C isn't a resolve, but the B is the 3rd again. Now we're going down the scale. I'm doing. That is using the major scale to create some nice melodies by landing on the right sound. So again, pedaling against that G. go there, that note doesn't resolve in G, but guess what? There's my D. If I put a D under that note, it becomes a nice melody, nice chord tone. Okay, there's a little lesson there. If you want to dig deeper on this stuff, guys, definitely check out Artist Works. I highly recommend that. There's tons of great lessons and stuff on there, and you can do video exchanges with me back and forth. And then, of course, you can, do a private lesson with me on Skype and Zoom. I've been doing a bunch of that too. I highly encourage that as well. Some guys do both, whatever you want to do. And then, so with these triads, let me show you a nice little trick here. The key to this is really getting comfortable with these triads on each three sets of strings. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. E, B, and G, B, G, D, G, D, A, and then D, A, and E. Okay, so I'm going to work with just the bottom, actually the top three strings here, G. So I'm going to go G, C, D, G, C, D, G, C, D, G. Those are my triads in 1, 4, 5 all the way up the neck. Let's just stop there, right? So if I want to play around those chords with just those three strings, of course, I did some other stuff there to get back, but that little trick there. So I'm going up the G arpeggio, building that nice little melody into my C triad. I'm just moving that little bit. So if you can get inside the engine room of these chords and break them down to these little pieces and see like, oh, those two notes, those are the only thing changing to make those chords. You're literally playing over the chord changes out of the chord. So each one of these little tricks leads you to another chord change. So if I go G, C, so I'm using that little melody note to get to D, building right into that triad there. Okay, that note there becomes a D7, which builds right into a G. D7, that flat 7 is always going to resolve a half step down to the major third of the tonic, the root G, right? So then up the D position, D-shaped G chord. There's my C. Right into that chord, the E-shaped C chord. There's my D. Right back to the G, like a little, that's a little pentatonic thing. But so again, messing with those triads. Now that's just one example. That's how well you got to know these chord shapes and these triads and stuff. That really is the key here, and really listening and trying to connect these scale tones like I showed you. I know this is a brief lesson, but please check out the Artist Works thing. Check out the private lessons. That's helps me make a living, and I'm happy to share some of this stuff on here. But to really get in deep, I can't give it all away here. So, that's part of the thing. We're using YouTube to advertise the things that we do to help make a living. So, I really appreciate it, guys. A lot of you have been great. I've made some great friends from teaching and getting more into this. Looking forward to some live gigs coming up. like I said, with John Oates and stuff, been doing some sessions, and Nashville's been kind of starting to come back a little bit. Of course, now we're back to, having high numbers or whatever. But, so it's been an interesting year, hasn't it, guys? Good Lord. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know I'm kind of just getting my chops back for the videos, but looking forward to doing some more. Just mess with these triads. I mean, you go to work on these 3 strings, then maybe go to the next 3. But you can really start seeing how these chords are moving around. You can see the flat 7 resolving to the 3rd and that type of thing. And so, friends, this is not meant to be a full curriculum of guitar lessons on YouTube. I know some guys are like, hey man, can you show me stuff? But if you want to dig deeper into this and have a full hour video of, like I call it, a master class, because I'm showing you what changed my life when I was a kid and my approach to what tools you need to put in place and what steps to be able to get there. And it's all about seeing it and hearing it. It's not complicated music theory. It's simply listening to music and finding some tricks on the fretboard that allow you to see it and play what you want to be able to play. And so, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to sign off for now. Hope to see you real soon. I think I might go fishing again this weekend. Caught some nice little smallmouth and a little largemouth bass out at the Buffalo River. Just trying to take advantage of this beautiful weather while we can. Sorry for rambling on. First video back in a minute, and more to come soon, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon. All right, bye.